Hey shop rats, and welcome to UnitedPropBuilders, where today we are continuing our R2D2 build. Today we will be going over how to make the legs. So what we're going to be doing is first I'm going to be showing you how we went ahead and went over doing this little ankle part. So what you're going to want to do is get the foam pieces for the ankle box and go ahead and assemble most of the pieces except for the top dome part. Once you have that done, you're going to want to go ahead and get some of the foam core poster board and start making the framework for that, and then go ahead and put in the reinforcements like you see here. Another way you could do it, instead of doing the vertical reinforcements, is doing them triangle shaped like you would see on some steel bridges or something like that. That'll actually make it a bit stronger, but it also takes a lot more work. So choose whichever one of those you would like to do. Then go ahead and get the piece of thin foam and get that dome over it. Go ahead and add on that little half circle piece, and to finish that part off, an extra little rectangle piece to put across there. Next, we're going to go ahead and flip it over so that we're looking at the bottom part of it and make what this appears to be this little bunker thing. So once that's go ahead and attached on there, go ahead and add on the actual joint piece, which is the triangle, the rounded triangle piece. Glue that on there, and then we'll go ahead and finish that part off by gluing on these half circles there, which will later hold the piping once we're working on the detail pieces. Now we're going to grab these swooped L pieces and we're going to go ahead and round the sides off of them. Right now they all have 90-degree angles and are very sharp, but we're going to want to round them down so that way they're nice and smooth, aerodynamic, and all those fun things. Here's just a couple images of the difference between the sharp curves and the round curves. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to the foot. Now the way you see the foot is we have the two end pieces, or the front and the back. And then we have the support beams on the inside, that U-shaped support beam area. We're going to want to put those assembled first, and that's very important before doing the rest of the foot. Because we're going to have to get these nylon screws, washers, wing nuts, and spacers. Because we're going to want to put the spacers through the sides of this, so that way the bolts don't tear up our foam. So we're going to want to get the spacers in there, and then go ahead and do the same thing, get it into the ankle joint, throw the bolt through it, wing nut it off, make sure you have washers on both the wing nut side and the bolt side. And then as you can see here, we have our ankle part attached to our foot part. Now you can go ahead and start adding on those side pieces. So now we're going to start working on the upper stem of the leg. So go ahead and grab the horseshoe-like pieces and cut out the designs for one of the pieces but not both of them. And go ahead and glue those two pieces together. And then we will be moving on to the other bracket part. So go ahead, get your 45 degrees cut on those, get those assembled, set those aside. Because now we're going to move to the actual stem part of it, where everything will connect to, where the legs will connect to the body and everything else. So once you have all that prepped and ready with your 45s everywhere, go ahead and start putting down the reinforcements with the foam core poster board and make it look like you've been playing SimCity for a bit too long. Once you go ahead and get that done, make sure that all your pieces line up and start hot gluing the two stem pieces together. Once you get that done, it'll kind of look like this, where you have them glued together and there's a space between them, because you're going to want to start grabbing some longer pieces of EVA foam and putting it around there like a border, so that way you can cover up the foam core poster board and have a nice looking leg done. And then once that's there, go ahead and glue the bottom of that to the bottom or the top part of the ankle piece, and your leg will be assembled. Next, we'll be moving on to reinforcing the feet, because that's what they're going to stand on. So I went ahead and put foam core poster board in all the different parts of the foot, just so that way it's a bit more rigid and can kind of hold its own. So kind of like you see here, but I did all four sides, and then the little stem part in the middle also. Now that that's taken care of, we're going to go ahead and move on to the battery box. So go ahead and get one part of the battery box glued to one of the pill-shaped pieces, and go ahead and start putting down foam core poster board to start reinforcing all the pieces. Do the same thing for the other side, and then we'll go ahead and start attaching the thin parts of EVA foam to make those domes, and we'll start attaching everything else to get the battery box basically finished. And then once that's done, go ahead and glue the battery box onto the swooped part of the foot, and now you'll have a finished leg for R2D2. Make sure you guys subscribe to keep checking out more videos for R2D2. If you have any questions about our build process, please leave comments down below and we'll get back to you and help you out as much as possible. So until next time, remember, keep on building. I'm your host, Adam Hazy, signing out.